Hello, hello, hello. What is up, everybody? How are you doing? My name is G, and we are going to talk about the new moon, the January 2024 new moon, and it's in the sign of Capricorn. So, with Capricorn energy, we kind of walk through it a little bit. We have to understand a little bit more about the keywords for Cappy, and we'll connect the dots in the chart because, we got to go find Saturn because Saturn rules Capricorn. Right. So if you have a new moon in Capricorn or whatever sign your new moon is in, knowing the planet that rules that sign. And sometimes it's a luminary, which means sometimes it could be the sun or the moon. Like if you had a new moon in Leo, then the sun it would be what we would go to look at in the chart, right? Remember, the charts when we look at them, and this includes your birth chart, it's like this beautiful, complex recipe. You ever been in the kitchen and look at some of those more elaborate recipes, all the different ingredients? Some of them you're like, I don't even know what the hell this is. I never heard of this. Or you're like, oh, I've heard of that. They don't sell that anywhere around here. Or you have to go to a specialty shop, right? So this is exactly the way it's easy or makes it easier for me to look at charts and to understand I better have some patience with it and to see all the ingredients that are involved. So we kind of follow the energetic bread trail, the breadcrumbs that are left behind to understand the different flavorings, the different nuances, the different additives that are part of this whole energetic moment. The new moon in Capricorn. So I'm going to pull the chart up real quick here for you. Alrighty, let me see if I can get that here. And here we go. So what's the first thing you feel without even me saying anything? The color alone, right? When you saw the glyph for Cappy, when you saw that symbol and all the black, it might feel heavy. It might feel serious. It might feel very professional. Think about when people wear black. What are the events that you wear black for, right? Professional, serious, maybe in mourning, maybe going to a funeral, and you wear that. Why? Out of respect, right? Out of respect. And so Capricorn energy is also about traditions because not everybody has that same tradition. Not everybody wears black at a death ceremony or a funeral or whatever you want to call it for wherever it is that you live and however that's handled in your culture. So that kind of just gives us a little bit of the flavoring right off the top. If it's a Capricorn new moon, it's serious. Absolutely. We want to know when this is. And bam, there it is, January 11th, 2024. We're going to go blue because there's enough black on the screen as it is already. Matter of fact, I might even change that. Well, I'm not staring at it right now, but it's just to kind of give you the understanding and the backdrop of serious things. And it doesn't have to be serious as in bad. All right. It's more like more mature. Got to put on my big boy pants, my big girl pants. I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking ambitions and goals. Ambitions and goals. Okay. It's very ambitious energy. And this is a new moon. So new moons are a time where we are using the energy because new moons are the time when we want to manifest something. When we are looking to our future and we're thinking, what do I want for my future? What do I want or what do I know I'm going to need in my life to establish long-term financial security? Tangible, something hard, it's material. We think of iron, we think of lead, right? We think of things like knock on wood, but things that can't be broken because it's things that will last for a very long time. We build in Capricorn energy, but we don't build short term. We build for that thing to last. So There is an hour of power with this new moon. All right, the hour of power. And that hour of power is, well, you could say 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, because that's where I'm located, adjust for the time zone that you're in. The exact minutes are 5:56 minutes. 5:56. 5 hours, 5 o'clock in the morning. All right. 5:56 a.m. 5:57 technically. That's why I said 6 a.m. Blah, blah, blah. Got to get this Mercury detail crap. It's just bearing me down. So, what do we make our wishes, or what are we focused on? Well, that's why we're going to discuss the new moon, because then this tells us the what exactly. It'll give us the more specifics. So here it is, and the degrees matter, because if you've got a chart, I want you to go get your chart and look this up. If you don't have your chart, you need to contact me, because in that way you can watch the video that I'm walking you through, helping you find. I'm pointing out the degrees. I'm showing you the glyphs. This is the symbol of the sun. That circle with the dot looks like an eye in a way. And then the moon is right next to it, right? Those are the symbols. That's the sun and that's the moon. Very simple so far. And the colors of those symbols don't matter, because they would change depending upon what sort of, every software system you can change the colors, right? It's the symbols and the shapes, the glyphs. That's what matters. So, if you get a chart with that matches mine, it's just one less thing that you have to sort through. All right. Now, 20 degrees and 44 minutes. There it is. 20 degrees, 44 minutes. The sun and the moon exactly. In Cappy. That's the symbol for Cappy. All right. Saturn rules Capricorn energy, which is why I mentioned Saturn to begin with. So we're going to go and find Saturn. Yeah, we got Saturn drawn really big here on this chart. And we got to know where Saturn is at. And look, there it is. We know that Saturn right now up in the sky is in Pisces. Remember, Saturn is your long-term goals and ambitions. It can also just simply be like your career and the work that you do. The work that you do. Saturn is serious. It's dedicated. It takes its responsibilities very seriously, even to the degree where it can feel like a burden, because it weighs on you and you feel like, but this is something I have to do. It is my duty. It's my job. You follow? That's Saturn energy. It's old, usually older, like as in my elders. They know more than me. They've been around longer than me. The old ones, right? Saturn can be boss. It's the goat, right? The boss and the goat, authority figure in your life, either mom or dad, boss at the job, literally. In Pisces, sometimes it takes on more of a spiritual meaning, a spiritual work, because it's Saturn work. And the lovely thing about Saturn in Pisces is Pisces tends to be a bit dreamy, a bit fantastical, maybe a little delusional. Saturn sobers up Pisces energy. It absolutely sobers it up. It says, you know what? You had your fun and games. You had a good time. You got to enjoy the spirits and the wine, and you got to have all the substances, and you had your time away and escape, and because escape's a big thing with Pisces. The world gets tough, the problems get tough, and duties and responsibilities are barreling down. We feel like, God, I just need a drink. I need something to make me relax. I need Calgon to take me away, right? Pisces energy. And Saturn says, but this is my duty. This is my responsibility. So when Saturn is in Pisces, it tends to take on work that may seem like it's serving and even sacrificing in some way. Okay? Because it's Pisces, it's connected to the past. Some say karma, right? Some say that we're working through some sort of karma, Saturn working, those keywords. Karma, Pisces, we're working through some sort of karma. So it's kind of meant like you feel like you cannot escape, right? You can't escape because Saturn is pointing, is showing you, but these are your duties. This is your responsibility. And it's simply to help others. And if you haven't had an opportunity to volunteer to help ever in your life, right? If you've never done something for nothing, like if you've never had that opportunity to do it just for the sake of doing it, use this opportunity, because Saturn is affecting all of us this way. It's Saturn in Pisces. And so in some way, shape, or form, we all feel as though I just got to do this. I got to do this. I can't escape this. It needs to be done. And you're helping somebody else. Okay? Because that's what Saturn does. It's Pisces, and it says I need to be able to do something, and it's not about me. It's to help others. Okay? Saturn is a builder. It builds literally physical, material structures, boundaries, and it's trying to provide a positive framework. It's something that you can build that lasts, it will last for generations. Okay. It can also be structures that somehow limit, like a fence, right? Or a stop sign, or a roadblock, where it's like, oh shit, we can't take this route. We got to take a different route. We got to figure out another way. So many say that Saturn is kind of like the teacher, because we get told no, or you can't do that, or that's not allowed here. And then we're like, well, damn, well, what can I do? And so we figure out the workarounds, right? We figure out the workarounds. We figure out other ways. And what I like about this energy, especially at this time, is we have Humea. Remember, Humea is our health report card, and it's not our physical health. It's just the health report card reporting on the health of whatever sign it's in. This is like a spiritual report card. Interesting. Which means when this hooks up with Saturn, which it is here, 3 degrees, 255 is 3 degrees, right? Yeah, that's 3 degrees. Saturn's at 4. So these are conjunct. So the health report card and Saturn is involved. It's almost like people may even feel, okay, I've got to do this. I definitely can't escape this one this time, because there's a report card happening. It's like dad's looking at my report card. Holy shit. Am I going to get grounded? Am I not going to be able to use the car this weekend? You follow what I'm saying? So that is kind of a little bit of the backstory of what this Saturn, let's move this big Saturn over to here, of what this Saturn is going to be directing and commanding this Capricorn energy. Because that Saturn up there in Pisces has a direct line to this Capricorn energy. Whatever that Saturn is doing, whatever sign it's in, because it moves, right, over time. After Pisces, it's going to go into Aries. And then that's going to change how this Capricorn energy acts, because Saturn will be sitting in Aries. And that direct line of communication will be open, but it's still in Pisces for right now. So it's doing something that seems like it's maybe spiritual work. It could be humanitarian causes. It's serving and sacrificing, seeing those that are serving and sacrificing, and helping those in need. Because it's Capricorn, it's structures, it's the material, it's the tangible, right? And so I think of, I've mentioned before, like government buildings, where it can be it can look a lot of different ways. Many times Capricorn energy can be like housing, apartment buildings, right? Yeah, absolutely. Because it's like, I need to provide something, a structure, right? Capricorn energy provides us with that long-term financial stability. It's the long-term financial security, not just stability, but security. Okay? Security. And so if you don't have a home, if you don't have a place to lay down your head, right? Some people do it in their truck. Some people do it on the ground. Some people can't do that. Some people aren't built that way. Some people need 4 walls and a roof over their head, right? And so whatever security is for you, whatever you know you will need, but it is tangible and material. And that is what this new moon intention for you should be about. How do you get there? The steps that you have to take to get there. Let's not forget that Saturn slows things down. Saturn rules time. It slows things down, which is why it creates those stop signs and those boundaries and borders. And it says, wait a minute, I am Simon Says. There are rules, there are regulations, and they're set up for our safety. They're set up for our safety. They're also set up because it wants to build for the long term. If you just rush in and do things not according to code or not according to, like, if you just ignore certain things that were put there in place for a reason, even though we hate when those things cost money, right? Well, that's how we have a lot of senseless tragedies. So there has to be a balance. And Saturn says, we are here to establish structure and order for the long-term security. So many times Saturn is referred to as the taskmaster, because I usually say Simon Says because taskmaster sounds so serious, and it is serious, but in this day and age, I think we don't need any more serious. I feel it feels kind of heavy, especially when we have all this energy in Cappy. Your life will feel heavier. You will feel more, there may be more serious communications, right? Because Mercury is going to be entering Cappy. You see on this chart, Mercury is here at 27. And 3 days later, Mercury will enter 0 degrees Capricorn. You see on this chart, Mars is at 5. So the day before, 2 days before, Mars was sending a sweet trine, which is why I have this blue line lit up, to Jupiter. Mars and Jupiter trining. Jupiter in Taurus, the money, the banking. Jupiter in Taurus, Jupiter expands upon whatever it touches in Taurus, and Taurus is the earth events. Jupiter can be all about, well, a lot of those Pisces keywords. It can be beliefs, but it can be spirituality. It can be my religion. It can be serving and sacrificing. It can be looking to the future of our money, of our banking, of our values. So it's a trine. There's a trine set up here. So something occurs. It could have to do with the Fed. It could have to do with the housing market, the commercial real estate, for sure. We got Capricorn energy involved here. The interest rates, there could be some of that energy going on if it already hasn't happened. We have the new moon focused at 21 degrees and 44 minutes. You're looking in your chart. We're going to give you an orb of 2 degrees before and 2 degrees after. So that makes this a new moon at 19, 20, 21, 22, because it's really a new moon at 21 degrees. At 2044, that's 21 degrees. Yep. So 19 to 23 degrees in Capricorn. Do you have something there? If you do, this is a powerful new moon based on you establishing long-term goals, your ambitions, what you want to set up for the future that will provide you tangible security. What I will add is that Mars being here in Cappy now, and Mars is going to stay here. Mars is not a quick mover. Okay, I'm putting pink because it's going to be matching this. It's going to be part of this. Anytime we have all the planets, whatever planets are in Capricorn, they're going to flavor the pot on the stove. And so Mars takes action. Mars in Capricorn is wonderful. It's methodical. It takes its time. Remember, Saturn can slow Mars down, right? Yeah. And it forces it to go step by step, to not cheat, to not skip any steps, to be careful, to do high quality work, to understand if it doesn't do what it's told, if it doesn't take the orders and follow through on the orders, it will be held accountable. And Mars knows this. Mars works quietly and gets the work done. Gets the work done when it's in Capricorn. And that can be super beneficial for anybody who's got the degrees on this new moon. Personal desires You handle them in a very responsible and methodical manner to achieve success in any project that you undertake at this time. You have very strong ambitions. We all will have very strong ambitions. Our ambitions are just, they go to the level of the goat, where we may feel like I am the boss of my life right now, right? Like I can take this, I can ride the bull even. Well, Mars was trining the bull. Mars was trining Jupiter in Taurus. That's the bull. And success and determination are very strong here. Quiet determination to achieve, quiet determination to achieve. So literally at the beginning of the week, Mars being conjunct Jupiter flavors this new moon because it gets kind of a kickstart there. It gets kind of a kickstart. And then 2 days after the new moon, Mercury entering Cappy, and all of a sudden the details, right? Many times we don't know the next correct step to take. But did you know that how many times can you think back in your life that it wasn't until you took the first step that you then saw the next step? And that will be when Mercury enters Cappy. And that is on the 13th. Mercury will enter Capricorn. And your goals, your ambition, the things that will set up that long-term security for you, long-term tangible security, you will see that path more clearly. So look in your charts. Let me know what you think. You got any questions, comment below, and I will see you in the next video. If you're still here, thank you for watching. I always appreciate your time. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. So below the video, I'll have all the degrees for those of you who like to pay attention to the degrees in your chart. Again, if you don't know and you want to know, just comment below.